slow, but I can't hold back no more. Got a premonition, this ain't gonna be a fling. You make a weekend feel like a year. Baby, you got me changing 24/7, I want you here. I hope you feel the same thing. I want you to be the one that's on my mind, on my mind, on my mind. I want you to be there on a Monday night, Tuesday night, every night. Are you gonna be the one that's on my mind 365 all the time? I want you to be the one to stay and give me the night and day.
The Chicago River winding its way through the heart of the Windy City. Our sight tonight. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And a couple of injuries among their reserves. I expect their starters guys will be ready to do whatever's needed.
And for Wendell Carter Jr., 2 quality players out of action. That'll be a factor. The remaining players, though, need to respond.
And the starting group for the Spurs. We've got Baylor. Pippen is out there with Mourning. Then there's Robertson. And it's Howard in at the 5 down low. And for the Bulls, West is out there with Stockton. Then it's Walton. And it's Michael Jordan. And it's Robinson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And he gets the bucket. Chris, tonight 2 offenses that love to slow it down and then set it up. What was your favorite half-court play, for instance?
Oh, wow. Well, for me, it's a play called turn 4 or 5. And depending on if I was the 4 or the 5, that means that you have a guard come out. He spins out. He comes out on the wing, and he throws it into you. And then it's your job to go to work or to find a double team. So it's almost like being that point forward off the box. So any play that was called for myself in the half court, was my favorite play.
Right, I can see the play in my mind right now as you're describing it, actually. 6 on the shot clock. Walton with the steal. West against Baylor. And it's sent back by Howard.
You got to be aware of Howard at all times, especially on defense, where he makes his living blocking shots.
And here's Stockton. West outside. From deep. Goes up again. Here's Robinson. Missed it, even after all those chances. Outside Pippen. Pass to Baylor. Over Jordan. Here's Howard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, free throwing was never the strength of Howard's game.
San Antonio shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And just last season, they were at about 82% from the free throw line. So those numbers are always going to be positive.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Hayes comes in for Mourning. And Pierce subbed in for Scottie Pippen. Passes it to West. Shoots the 3. Rejected by Pierce.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
Here's Hayes. And Walton sends it back.
And how about the anticipation and timing? We talk about Walton's offense. How about the defense, though, he provides for this team?
Jordan at the elbow. West right side from past the arc. Rebounded by the Spurs.
It's time for him to start looking for other options. They can't let him keep shooting. His touch is gone.
And that one's good by Baylor.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
Oh, yeah, that's one of his go-to spots. I mean, you have to pressure him in that mid-range area.
Out to the right wing. 3-pointer, Stockton. That shot, no good. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Spurs lead by 1. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Showing no mercy right now. The shooters look frustrated seeing so many of their shots get stifled.
We've got Steph Curry. He's out there with Petrovic, and it's Thurman in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Stolen by Pierce. That one, no good. And the Bulls going the other way now. Here's Carter. Pass to Thurman. Trying to get open as Carter goes back up. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Robinson's checked in for Chicago. Then for the Spurs. Morning's checked in for Howard. And Pippen subbed in for Robertson. Here's Curry. Some solid defense from Pippen.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Wasted no time on that one. Pierce has got the lead up to 3 now for the Spurs.
His offensive skill set is off the charts. He has more than a few ways to punish you.
And Coach Jim Boylan agreeing to a multi-year extension with the Bulls this summer, Greg.
And taking that interim tag off his title as head coach, Boylan, with over 30 years of coaching experience, afforded the opportunity to continue developing this young core.
Chicago shooting their first free throws of this game. He throw good. Robinson.
Yeah, and Robinson is a franchise-defining talent, a chiseled, powerful center, a remarkable leader.
Curry against Pippen. Here's Morning. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Robinson misses. San Antonio leading by 3. Pippen kicks to Maravich. There's 1:17 left in the first half. Kept alive. Morning. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's his first trip to the line. That free throw good for Morning. So both teams changing it up here. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. For Chicago, they've gone 0 of 4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. The shot's good from Stockton.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
Yeah, very aggressive. I mean, he takes on the challenge with no hesitation.
There's 49 seconds left in the second quarter. Robinson with the block.
And there you see why Robinson is the anchor of this defense. Massive wingspan, easily allowing him to turn away shots.
Tries again. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Alonzo Mourning.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Howard's checked in for San Antonio. Robertson comes in for Maravich. San Antonio leading. Robertson outside. Inside. And the pass to Mourning. Outside Baylor. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, even a slight movement is going to catch a ref's eye. I mean, they're trained to focus on that.
Here's West. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Spurs out in front, leading by just 1. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They were able to squeeze ahead. And that's going to...
halfway through the...
Yeah, get you some. Yeah. Man, just watch when I get me some. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah. Get you some. Just can't wait till I get me some.
Can't match my tribe. I don't know how he stay fly. My God, my vibe, more of a shrimp and a lobster guy. I may go check my mobster ties. No jive, both sides. No lies, stuff working the oversized. This point I'm way past over. Big dog can't override. Make sure my photo right. This cool, I'm the prototype. This swagger don't come overnight. Glad I found my growth. And in the event you trying to find some sauce, you already know, you better
go ahead, get you some. Yeah. Man, just watch when I get me some. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah. Get you some. Just can't wait till I get me some.
The busy freeways of Los Angeles, a hallmark, and they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
And with DeMarcus Cousins, compensating for the absence of a key player can be difficult, but they've got to hold strong.
So the opening lineup for the Heat, we've got Kawhi Leonard. LeBron James is out there with Doncic, and it's Pettit in at the power forward. And for the Lakers, they've got Jason Kidd, McAdoo out there with Garnett. Then there's Ewing, and it's Richmond in at the shooting guard position. Now here's Garnett. Here's Ewing. Nice D from Doncic.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
Here's LeBron. Here's Unseld. 5 on the clock. A 3 from Leonard. Ewing gets the rebound.
Man, he's had 3 good looks at the basket and nothing to show for it.
Outside for Kidd. Now the pass to Ewing. Over Unseld. No good off the back of the rim.
He's got so many ways to score in the post. Just nifty, uses fakes. You have to have a body on him every time he's down there.
Now here's LeBron. Pass to Doncic. Leonard on the wing. Fires the 3. The Lakers with the rebound. Richmond outside. Outside Kidd. Ewing inside. Covered by LeBron. Ewing misses.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Now here's Doncic. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. It's on Kevin Garnett. Miami shooting their first free throws of the game. Both free throws good from Doncic.
Now you can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
There's 48 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Garnett. McAdoo, no good that time. For Miami, they've gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Ewing against Havlicek. Takes a shot at the elbow. Miami no good on that time either.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Kidd passes to Ewing. And no good that time.
The defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
And the horn signals the end of the first. Not much offense so far. Heat lead by 2. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And what stands out to you guys from the Heat in this one?
they've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the first period.
Such a great way to silence hostile fans who want the up and down pace that gets them amped up. Instead, everyone's just standing around watching the free throw game.
On the court for Miami here in the second. They've got Havlicek. Wallace is out there with Reed. And it's English in at the 3 spot. Now here is Havlicek. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. That one, no good. Excellent D there from Allen. And now the fast break. Thomas with the ball. Can't get it to go. He's taken 2 and missed 2. The Heat with the lead. From 18 feet away, English misses.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
When certain players make everyone around them better. Talk about some of those guys who will do that at the very highest level.
The interesting thing about today's game, Kevin, is it's not always the point guard position. I think in the past we thought 2 ways. The point guard, who has the ball in his hands, finding guys for them to make shots. And then through the 80s and 90s, it was low post players who were getting double teams and initiating some offense. Yes. Nowadays, it's a lot of wing guys. And it's guys like Kawhi Leonard, it's guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Throw Draymond Green in there with his ability to pass the ball. Jokic in there with his ability to pass the ball. It's all happening around the three-point line and getting into the gaps. So they look a little bit different, the initiators, in today's game.
Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Outside Thomas. Passes it to McGrady. Yao trying to break through. And with that, the Heat lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Thomas.
And though Thomas is great from the perimeter, he has a toughness and a willingness to go in amongst the trees and kind of mix it up.
Now here's Billups. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. There's the lob to the hoop.
Yeah, finding the weakness in the defense. That's the court savvy of Thomas at work.
He'd have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Arenas dishes to Billups. Over McGrady. Billups, no good.
Well, that's a shot they want just about on every possession if they can get it. He doesn't make them all, but still very much a high percentage look.
Now, good.
And you got to appreciate the skill set Ming brings to the table. Knows no one can match up against him and simply lofting these inside shots up and in.
It's stolen by Allen.
Yeah, take your time. You don't give them another possession.
Yeah, hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
Here's Thomas. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Thomas got 4 points now in the quarter.
You know, a good job by the defender of not getting fooled by the step back, but he still got the shot to fall. That's a nice play, getting the separation he needs for a clean look.
Yeah, defense has got to be a little bit better, especially when he's looking to fire from that.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. Some good moments from both teams. And that should do.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Jason Kidd is out there with Richmond. Then it's Garnett. Then there's Ewing. And it's McAdoo in at the 4-man position. For Los Angeles, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Ewing.
A big fella with the ability and confidence at the free throw line is something that every team wants. Don't have to make those late substitutions. Keep your big guys on the floor.
James, look at that.
Yeah, sometimes LeBron just likes to take it all out on the rim. That time on display.
The Lakers in the lead. Kidd kicks to Garnett. Richmond outside. Lets it go from deep. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Richmond's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Doncic finds Leonard. They get a hand on it. Taken away by Kidd. And the rejection by Leonard.
Let this be a reminder, when you're going up for a shot, it's always important to know where Kawhi Leonard may be lurking.
Garnett the pass to Ewing. Whistle blows, but that's going to be a travel. The Heat trail by 4. Kicks it to James. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. The shot's good. Brent, you know, the moving screen is one of those very difficult judgment calls, isn't it?
It's a tough one, Kevin, but what you look for all the time in replays when you see that call, it's almost like the salsa. I'm looking at the hips and the feet. If the feet are too wide, and Kevin Garnett was the biggest problematic moving screen setter that I ever saw, being 6'11" and spreading out those sticks of his. But if the feet go wider than the shoulder, impossible. And then the hip move as the defender is moving around the screener, just enough of a nudge for him not to be able to catch up.
Yes.
Those are the ones where the referees, I think, are most in tune to in order to blow the whistle.
McAdoo, the pass to Kidd. Richmond left side. No good from outside. And so James will bring it up for the Heat. Trailing by 4. Garnett with the block. McAdoo dishes the Kidd. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Rebound by Wallace. The Heat have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. To the paint. Bennett the pass to Wallace. Here's LeBron. Connects on the foul line jumper. LeBron's got 6 points in the quarter.
Like seeing LeBron go straight up with that shot. The catch and release almost instantaneous that time.
And it's sent back by Wallace. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Lakers. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Doesn't happen with every point guard in the league as far as setting your teammates up. Lots more scorers now, but right there creating the scoring opportunity for his teammate.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. On the court for the Heat, LeBron James is out there with Doncic. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Pettit in at the 4 slot. Outside Kidd. Pass to Richmond. A 3. That one doesn't go. And Miami the other way now. And stolen by McAdoo. It's blocked. They recover it. That shot missing. Great D that time from Leonard. There's the pass to Richmond. And stolen by James. To take the lead. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Lakers have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Down low. Here's Unseld. He's guarded by Ewing. And it's sent back by McAdoo. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. And the Lakers with another miss. He'd have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. LeBron with it. Now Garnett defending. Here's James. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they're like a 4-day-old soda right now, just flat, Greg. They're missing shots left and right and just not playing their best.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Frank Vogel talk to his team during the break. He said, "This is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it." He really is fired up about this game.
All right, David, thanks. And the dunk by James.
Look, give LeBron the ball and get out of the way. LBJ again.
Outside Kid. And it's blocked. They get it back.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
It's the first. That narrows the gap to 1. Both shots good from the stripe.
Tremendous job at the line as usual. You can always bank on him in those situations.
Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Here's James, and Ewing sends it back. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Here's Garnett. Ewing trying to get open. Count it!
You remember that one, guys, a difference maker.
I'm wondering, Greg, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Timeout called, the Heat. They're behind by 2. 51 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Bob McAdoo.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
LeBron kicks to Leonard. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
And the Heat call time here. They're trailing by 4. 16 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
It's funny, at this point in the game, the coach is asking the team to be perfect. They haven't been to this point.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off just sensational stuff. That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
At the line for 2. He's able to hit the second one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And Miami has possession.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
You can bet that's what they're looking for. This late in the game, they need that 3.
Hins the 3.
Well, LeBron James lives for the big moment. Another one there.
And Frank Vogel wants a timeout. That's a 2 from Kidd. It's good! So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
Put blind sides on my eye, I can feel the money. I got some young for money. You ever felt the zombie? I done went bad. Ever since I got checks, I don't run and get mad as to how I react. Can spend 40K flat. Don't worry, my get part of the, so I got it right back. By the way it's going down, it's been going up. I can't hold nothing back, I won't hold you up. I can't fit all my pain in this. Always talk to myself cause it's only us. Always deep in my mind, don't know who to trust. I've been rolling around town feeling woozy. Tryna ride on my side, I get choosy. I don't know, I'm tryna use it. Ain't easy, hopping at the green. All my wishes came true like a genie. All my money coming blue when they print it. All set, you in the Senate. See you in a minute. I see you with a million in a row, just rent it. Try to try me like I was a gimmick. Now I got a number one, now they hit me. Number one. You heard that? Then I had to take a bow. I was going down the wrong path. I'm humble with the money and I don't cry. Give me the game, I'ma grab it.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Hi, everyone. Time to get into it. NBA. Short a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
And for Dwight Powell, short a rotation player, nothing they can't overcome, but it does shrink your margin for error just a bit.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Duncan out there with Shaquille O'Neal. Then there's Nowitzki. Then there's Drexler. And it's Johnson in at the point. And for Golden State, Hardaway is out there with Harden. Then it's Malone. Then it's Kareem. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the small forward position. 6 to shoot. Nice D from Nowitzki.
Does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there. Well, you know, it's hard to overstate the impact that Giannis has on the floor with his play. I mean, he gives you so much at both ends of the floor, offense and defense, and really draws a lot of attention from the opposing team.
Malone with the block.
How about the quick stare by Malone to get up and deter that shot, utilizing that size and reach for the rejection.
Clock at 4. Johnson for 3. Another miss by Johnson. The efficiency of Giannis. Clark, that's just the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. For years, people were asking, how scary is Giannis going to be? Well, we got our answer pretty much in the form of he's a nightmare.
And good that time. Drexler's got the first basket of the game for the Mavs.
Yes, he did. The floor awareness of Nowitzki, admirable. Does a stellar job working the ball over to the open man.
Passes to Harden. To the middle. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. away against Johnson. Feeds it to Duncan. Malone with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Damian Lillard, he's checked in for the Warriors. .122 left to play in the first quarter. Nowitzki kicks to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Drexler with the steal. Here's Nowitzki. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Love the body control of Nowitzki. Even when the defense is on him, he stays calm and in control.
Here's Lillard. Here's Harden on the wing. Clock at 6. The feed to Abdul-Jabbar.
And we've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been avoided.
And the Warriors with some changes. Kukoc comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And it's Thompson in for James Harden. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Bradley's checked in for O'Neal. Barkley comes in for Tim Duncan. Dennis Rodman, he's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. And it's Dumars in for Drexler.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And the turnover again by Golden State. Looking for the first basket of the game. Embiid, he's checked in for Golden State. Griffin comes in for Malone. Barkley outside. On the wing, Johnson fires the 3, drains it from beyond the arc.
Proving once again that he can flat out do it all. Magic phenomenal at creating off the dribble, this time burning the defense.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. And thanks to their outstanding defense, the impact.
Be a star in your role. You know, I think
knowing your role and playing it so well is so crucial.
Yeah, when everybody buys in and plays for one another, that's when teams play their best ball.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the energy, the effort defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
On the floor for Dallas, Barkley is out there with Dennis Rodman. Then there's Bradley. Then it's Johnson. And it's Dumars in at the 2 spot. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. A lot of different ways, Clark, to construct a roster. What would be your preference as a general manager? Any direction you might want to go?
Well, obviously, if you have an opportunity to get an outstanding franchise-type point guard or versatile wing player in today's game, I think those are the pieces that you really need to start with.
Because there's so much spacing and so much switching on defense.
Exactly, and I failed to mention a two-way player at that wing spot who can defend multiple positions but also has a pretty strong offensive skill set.
Here's Johnson, and Thompson sends it back. Barkley against Griffin. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Here's Embiid. Kukoc from outside. And again, no good by Golden State. Mavericks leading by 13. Johnson outside. Now here's Bradley. Here's Barkley, and it's sent back by Lillard. 56 seconds left here in the second. Griffin's shot is off.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Lillard kicks to Thompson. Embiid against Bradley. To stop the drought. Bradley with some nice D.
Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
And as a free throw shooter, Robin has his challenges. One of those guys who almost shoots a better percentage from the field.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. And then for Dallas, Shaq's checked in for Bradley. Johnson comes in for Barkley. Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Johnson. And both free throws good for Rodman. Warriors trail by 17. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
There's 14 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Irving looking over the floor. Over Johnson. Here's Malone. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
You know, part of what makes Malone such a good rebounder is his aggressiveness. I mean, and he also has a real nose for the ball.
And so it's Dallas, riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Dallas has the edge here at halftime. They lead by 15. Kenny?
Well, their field goal percentage is a number that jumps off the page.
And that's a wrap.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Mavericks leading by 15.
You know, guys, the Dallas Mavericks with the longest active sellout streak of any pro basketball team. You can put sellout in quotes because they actually give a lot of tickets away to schools and community service groups to make sure that building is full.
Harden out there with Hardaway. Then there's Moses Malone. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Abdul-Jabbar in at the center position. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. Harden, no good. You know, Clark, the Mavericks making their games accessible to Dallas fans, much more concerned with the packed house and the revenue at the gate.
Yeah, and I like that philosophy, guys. I mean, building their future fan base, those fans will be around for a while, giving young people a chance to become Mavericks fans for life. And you start early, and it pays dividends down the road usually.
Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
You know, and not leaving anything to chance either. That's why he takes it right to the bucket.
Johnson can't hit. Warriors trail by 15. Here's Giannis. And, yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays.
Yeah, Antetokounmpo has really learned how to get himself to the foul line. It's one of the easiest ways to score the ball. He gets to the stripe at a higher clip with each passing year.
Hardaway, 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And Clark, when you think back to your playing days in high school, what memories come to mind?
Well, just the fun of being able to have success all 4 years I was at St. Joseph High School in Cleveland, the way the city rallied around us my senior year when we had a chance to play for a state championship. Unfortunately came up short. The teammates and coaches and teachers that I had a chance to enjoy those 4 years with, all really fond, special memories for me.
And entering the league, Magic was an average shooter at best, has worked extremely hard to improve that facet of his game. And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Back to O'Neal. He gets that one.
Boy, a dominant big man is O'Neal. Superb control inside. And this dude will feast on the interior.
Giannis against Nowitzki. Antetokounmpo. Makes it off the glass. Antetokounmpo's got 4 points now in the quarter.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Here's Drexler. Abdul-Jabbar with the block.
And the massive wingspan of Abdul-Jabbar, impressive. Kareem easily swatting away shots.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Drexler with it, and it's Harden picking him up. Some nice passing here by Dallas. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Nowitzki's so good at filling out the defense and forcing them to foul him.
The Mavericks shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. Both free throws good from Nowitzki.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
And here's Irving. Lets it go with the three. No good that time. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a... And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Nowitzki is out there with Johnson. Then it's Drexler. Then there's Shaquille O'Neal. And it's Dumars in at the point. Now Drexler. Softly drops in the floater.
How about that wonderful floater he has, showing off an exquisite touch.
Antetokounmpo against Johnson. And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
And Antetokounmpo showing his versatility yet again. His dribble moves are virtually unguardable.
Nowitzki, the pass to Johnson. Back to Nowitzki. Johnson outside. Pass to Drexler. From deep three-point range, the Warriors pull it in.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
O'Neal kicks to Dumars. Nowitzki outside. The pass to Drexler. Nowitzki left side. Rebound by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And here's Giannis. He'll bring it up for Golden State. It's a 14-point game. Here's Thompson, and the Warriors tack on 2 more. And the Mavericks call time here. They're up by 12. 1:29 left in the game. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Magic Johnson.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Harden against Drexler. O'Neal with it. Duncan trying to break loose. They shoot again. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And O'Neal, clearly one of the biggest human beings you'll ever see. A mammoth of a man. About 1/7 of a ton. And yet, unstoppable.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. And he's good on the second. Here is Harden. 1:09 left in the fourth quarter.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for Dallas.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort. They got everyone involved.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Johnson.
Yeah, and he was relentless, nonstop energy. I mean, he just never slowed down or turned off.
We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Nowitzki finds Johnson. Duncan trying to break loose. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Nowitzki.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exits.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
mistaken. I ain't even hating, really just jaded off the new number, new phone, who this, I've been trying to turn a new page. I've been around the world, it felt great. My brother Yannick told me keep it 25-8. If they love you, don't you worry about the hate. It gets real when you start to make plays. And that's just the way, and that's just the way, and that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. I'm really in a car, no. I've been working 24/7, no flinch. Ride around the city, ghost ride in a whip. Right now, couldn't get what it is. Right now, I've been hearing new the same. Right now, got me thinking it's just really it. Just a young black man trying to piece to the puzzle, it's a mix. Better cut the talk and put the muzzle on it quick, cause you realer than it is. I ain't gonna lie, we just trying to make it down with a click. Do it for the gram, right here, take a pic. Going ham in the ends while I live. I come alive, how you think I made it here? They wanna see you down, they don't wanna see you clear. I come alive, how you think I made it here?
My society. Do you wanna hear some irony? I don't like going out, but I don't wanna stay at home. Laying here thinking about the things I hate, staring at a screen till my mind goes blank. It's the same every day when you know you're not in control. Day, so I get my rest. Do you wanna know when I'm at my best? 2 a.m. in my bed, watching some Game of Thrones, running down the street so I don't get fat, trying not to stress so I won't